So hello everyone, hope you all are doing good. So in today's video, we are going to install WordPress using Docker container. So before moving ahead, I just want to share with you, this is Tech to Towards blogging website, which is made by me, and I have already created a topic on this. And the same way, we are going to we are going to configure the things by following this site, right? So in this blog, we are going to configure WordPress using Docker in a containerized environment. We will use Docker and Docker Compose to set up WordPress along with Nginx, PHP, and MySQL database container. By the end of this guide, you will have a fully functional WordPress site running inside the Docker container. Right? I mentioned total 7 steps in this document to complete this task, and we will follow each and every task one by one. So let's start from step number one, which is install Docker and Docker Compose. So in my case, I have already installed Docker and Docker Compose in my operating system. So if you have not installed it yet on your operating system, then you just simply copy all these commands and just paste it on your terminal to be executed. Right, the first command is installing, updating and installing Docker on your operating system, and then the second command will enable the Docker service, and the third command will give the Docker permission to your user, and the fourth command will install the Docker Compose. Right. So let's come with the step number two, which is download WordPress and configure database credential. So we can do it by two ways. We can download the WordPress via web browser and the command line. Right. So by the web browser, you just have to simply copy the URL and just put it on your web browser, so that it will be directly come on the WordPress.org website, and you can just simply click on this download button, and the package will be downloaded on your op- machine. Let you know, I'm using Linux environment on my Windows machine by WSL tool. So I will use via command line tool. So just simply copy this command and come over to your Linux console. So I have already created a WordPress simple directory. Okay, just put copied URL over there, and it will download the latest WordPress zip on your local system. Okay, it is downloaded, and we are just doing unzip. Sorry. Okay, so unzip command is not installed. Just install the zip and unzip command. Why my password is not? Yeah, it is done. Okay, so command is downloaded, and now we will just simply unzip this. Okay, unzip is completed, and we have got our WordPress directory, and we will now move the zip file. Okay, and so the step two is completed, and configure the database credential. We will do it later on, right? So now the step number three is create a Docker configuration file for WordPress. So we have to just simply create a Docker Compose file on our local machine, right, on our root directory. Just you can use vim command if you are using the command line, vim space and the file name docker-compose.yml, right? Simply press I for insert mode, and then simply copy all the code which is mentioned in this box, and just simply paste it over. Okay, so let me just give you a simple overview of this file. So in the first line, it is the Docker Compose version, which is 3.9, and in services, these are the container which will be created later on Nginx, MySQL, and PHP. So in Nginx container, you can see the port 80 for host port and port 80 for the container port, right, which will be using the Nginx web server. So in my case, what I'm doing, I'm just putting default port in my host container, which is 80, because in my local machine I'm not using any web browser which is already running on port 80. So that's why I'm using this default port. So if you are all if your port it is already occupied on your local machine, then you can simply use a different port like 8080 9090 at your convenient, right? So we are using the MySQL, and we have just mentioned the MySQL root password is secret, and the database is WP, and the MySQL password is secret, and we will be using MySQL host is MySQL, right? And later on these configuration will be like required, so just you have to copy these you can also copy these set like lines, or even we can do it later, right? So in the third container is PHP, which will be install the PHP by using the Docker file, and the volume, the WordPress file will be pointed to the where www.html directory in the container, right? And we are using a persistent volume on this MySQL data wall. And why we are using this, so if in case our Docker container will be rebooted or stopped, then the our MySQL data will be persisted, and it will be saved there, right? So just put wqi and then enter, so the file will be saved. Okay, and just move to the next step, php docker file, php.docker file to build the PHP environment. So now we have to create the php.docker file command, sorry, file, right? So vim, then put this, then copy all these mentioned variable, and just simply paste it there, and simple press escape colon shift colon with shift, and then wq for right quit. And next we have to create a default.conf under nginx directory. So first we have to create a nginx directory, just simply mkdir nginx, then go to the nginx directory, and now here we have to create a default.conf for our nginx web server. And the same way we have to copy all these settings and just copy and paste it over. So what I'm doing this activity on my local system, so that's why I have mentioned the WordPress hyphen docker dot test simple and default. For the demonstration purpose, I have choose this domain. So if you are doing it on the development or production server, just put it your exact domain name, and even in the listen, right after the listen, you have to mention your exact port number which you will be using in the Docker Compose file. Okay, so just sorry for, okay, just escape and save, wq and save. So we have saved all these files, and now let's move to the step number 4. So inside the WordPress directory, copy the wp config sample.php file to wp-config.php, okay, and update the MySQL database credential accordingly. So now what we have to do, we have to just go in inside the WordPress directory, and here we have to copy the wp config sample.php to wp config.php, right? So the command cp-a will be copy create a new file from the existing one, and just simply again vim and then wp config.php. And here you have to define the db name, password, and username, and the even the host name. Okay, so first we are just pasting our db name, which will be wp, and the username will be the same wp, and the password will be secret. Okay, secret, and the db host, also the db host, which we have to define the, just write the container name MySQL. So our DB host will be the MySQL, and MySQL is the container name. Okay, so we have done all these things, and now we have to come on step number 5, run the Docker container. Okay, So, if you are new in Docker, so let me give you best advice. So, before like working on Docker environment, just write the Docker hyphen hyphen help. So, this will give you the reference of all the Docker commands by which you can follow, read and follow. Okay, so these are the some command, and similarly you can do it for Docker compose. Just write docker compose hyphen hyphen help. Okay, so we will use two commands from config which will the validate and view the compose file, and up create and start your docker container. Okay, so by which you can take help from these kind of commands. So just execute docker compose config. So basically this command will validate your docker config, right? So we have done it, and now we will use docker compose up command, right? So which will create the docker container. So this command typically take 2 to 5 minutes, and maybe sometimes take longer than 5 minutes depending on your internet speed and your configuration of the machine, right? So let's wait. And meanwhile, I just want to also share with you something, right? First of all, I will put the blogging site URL on in the video description. And also, if you will face any kind of issue during the installation of WordPress in Docker, and definitely you will get any error. Okay, so don't be worry, just drop a comment on the comment box. I will ensure you to give respond your comments in within. Okay, so I think it is completed and it took 4 to 5 minutes, I guess. Okay, let's move to our vlog, and in 6, complete WordPress setup via web browser. So now we have to follow the like rest of the task. Like just put your server IP if you are doing it on cloud server, or in if you are doing it in local, then just simply local host, put local host and enter. Error establishing a database connection. What we have done mistake. I think we did a little mistake on it. Something we have done very mistake. See, I think we put the wrong MySQL password. WRD. Let me check. As I already told you, error will come. You just have to patiently work on it. Okay, it's my bad. I have write the secret bad. Okay, now it is correct. And again, we have to come on this directory and execute that one command, docker compose space up. Okay, and now this error should not come. Yeah, great. So we have finally completed WordPress installation on Docker, right? So just use site name demo. Username for now I'm just putting admin. The password is also admin. Confirm and as weak. Just email address is simple. And install Docker. And this is the login page. And this is simple page. Okay, that's great. This is the dashboard page, and this is the admin console. Just you have to put admin. Yeah, that's great. But okay, so we have almost completed this task, but one just wanted to share with you one and two more tasks. So if you just as you can see, we have executed a docker compose up command, which is like subsequently running on this terminal. So if we accidentally close this terminal, the application will also close, right? So see, the application is also closed and it is not working. Why? Because we have closed the ongoing process. So to mitigate this, what we do, we just use the -d flag, -d, which means like execute in detach mode. So once I will trigger this option, so this command will execute in background. Okay, and you can see it via docker ps-a command. So these are the flag which is running on the background, up, and you can simply just click on the reload button and your website is up and working now, right? So it is very pretty simple. So now let's come to the task step number 7, which is clean up the installation. So if you are completely new on this docker environment, just you have to simply follow these like command docker ps-a, which will definitely show your stop and up and running containers status, and docker stop will stop your container, and docker rm will remove your container, and rmi will also remove your docker images. Okay, so we will execute these commands one by one. Let's see, we have already executed docker ps-a, so we can't remove the running docker container. Okay, so for that we have to stop these first, so we can stop one by one and also paste together, right? We have stopped all three container, and now we will remove all these container by using rm, and the container are removed. Just verify. Yeah, just these are removed, and also we have to remove the images. So for that, write docker images. So these are the images, so we have to use rmi flag, and simply same way just put. Okay, so hopefully we have completed all images images. Oh my god, so we did not remove two more container. Just copy. Okay, sorry, I did not mention the rmi. Yeah, now we have completely removed all these images, right? So